Welcome back to the Raiders franchise, and year 3 is quickly approaching its end as we are in Mile High Stadium for a game against the Denver Broncos, a game that has a lot of impact as last episode we lost to the Cowboys, and as we advance the following week we take a loss back-to-back to the NFC East to Byron Rohit and the Commanders, and unfortunately our Raiders are fallen all the way down to 8-6 on the season with 3 games to play. We find ourselves on the outside of the playoff picture looking in as this AFC continues to be as tight as ever. I don't think I could stress the importance of this upcoming game. We have 3 games left to play, and at 8-6 we need to win at least 2 of these, I feel like, if we want to get our spot in the playoffs. Last year we fell out of the playoff hunt as we had about 8 wins close to the end of the season, and we just ran out of gas at the end of the year and lost our final few to close the year. And now this season, 8-4, now 8-6, 3 left to play. We can't let that happen again. So we gotta go out and really show that we can compete, not just throughout the beginning and the middle portions of the year, but we can close strong. This Raiders team has yet to do so. So it's a big test for us. Raiders, Broncos, massive game with playoff implications is up next. You've seen the stats from Aldrich in his second season. 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions as a second-year first-round quarterback. Replacement for Russell Wilson is sacked on the first play. Tyree Wilson, who's making his case to go to the Pro Bowl, as on second down and long, they got a screen set up, and it's not going to go very far. Stanley Camper takes him down for a 3-yard loss, and now Aldrich sets up the screen again on third and long, incomplete. And I was about to talk about how these two quarterbacks are going to be linked, as both of them first-round picks in the same draft class in the same division. Take a look at what Deshaun has done. 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and he has been amazing in his second season, as we have Josh Jacobs on the ground, first play of the game, and Josh Jacobs puts the ball on the ground, and it's going to be a Broncos recovery. Josh Jacobs fumbles on his first touch of the game, and the Broncos are set up in great field position as Aldrich throws over the middle, and it's caught. First down. Quez Watkins, who's come over from the Eagles to find himself a nice little role in this Broncos offense, as Javonte Williams will lose a yard on his first carry of the game, as now it's a sack, and that's going to be Tyree Wilson once again. 3rd and 18 now. Aldrich to throw. He's going to go up top, though, and it's caught. Touchdown! Quez Watkins got behind the defense, and despite the great start on first and second down, a bomb over the top, and the Josh Jacobs fumble leads to points for the Broncos, as Jacobs now will take the carry, trying to redeem himself. He gets to the outside, and Jacobs down the sidelines. Josh Jacobs has 38 yards and a first down. It's been an action-packed start to this game, as Deshaun will throw underneath. Mayer breaks a tackle, fights ahead, but Surtain brings him down. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, as now read option. Deshaun's going to keep it. Outside he goes, trying to get to the corner, and Deshaun will get 5 yards and will duck out of bounds. As 3rd and 2, they go inside. Jacobs will fumble again, and Josh Jacobs put the ball on the ground. But the refs are going to try to review this one. It was a late fumble. We're going to take a look at it, and Jacobs was down, so the Raiders are going to retain possession. But Josh Jacobs has just fumbled again. I know it got overturned, but he cannot be doing this in this massive game, as Deshaun will throw underneath. Cheru open. 8 yards for him, as now shotgun. Deshaun catches the snap, will go underneath Jacobs, and he'll get hit out of bounds as first-round pick for the Broncos, Devry Nesbitt, is injured. And now Josh Jacobs will have a massive hole in the middle, and Jacobs will get it to the 3-yard line. It's second down now, and read option. Deshaun keeps it. He fakes everyone out and strolls into the end zone untouched. Thomas Deshaun with another rushing touchdown to add to his season, as we have Aldrich dropping back, and he is sacked. Devin Bush, and Todd Bowles is cooking up a lot of blitzes early and often, but the handoff up the middle And that is Holt, the backup to Javonte Williams, undoes all that yardage and gets the first down. Aldrich with a clean pocket, but he misfires, and it's 2nd down and 10. Under center, handoff, Javonte Williams trying to find a lane, and he gets forced to the outside and will not get much as Aldrich on 3rd down will check it down underneath, and it is caught by Holt. And it is going to be pushed out of bounds after a 4-yard gain. Raiders football as we throw the screen outside and missing the block. Kalen Shanny, not much of a blocker, but he could have at least tried, as it's going to be no gain as Deshaun play action will get sacked. And that is Randy Gregory. 3rd down and very long as we set up the screen underneath the Shanny. Not really expecting much, just don't want to take a safety. Josh Jacobs gets banged up on that play. He'll go to the sidelines. It's been a disastrous start for Jacobs. As now good field position for the Broncos as a 7-yard gain to start, followed up by a catch by Holt. And Holt's getting involved a good bit early on in this game as spreading the field, throwing over the middle, wide open. That is Cortland Sutton inside the 5, down to the 4. Javonte Williams in the backfield, but they go with the fullback who doesn't get anything. Kyrie Blasingame gets back to the line of scrimmage with forward progress. And now a false start's going to set the Broncos back to the 9-yard line. Very costly false start for them, but now Aldrich's got to do something in the air as he's dropping to throw. We'll check it down underneath the Holt once more, and Holt will just get a yard on the play. 3rd down and goal. Can the defense hold them? As Aldrich has a lot of time, nowhere to go with the football. Watkins underneath. They're going to go for it on 4th down, 4th and 2. Aldrich to throw. He's looking right side. Caught on the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown. Broncos Marvin Mims. And the Broncos are playing to try and get to this playoff spot. No conservative calls as many of teams have been stopped in the red zone by the Raiders only to settle for field goals. Have that bite them in the butt later on. Broncos not so much. They were aggressive and it paid off. Josh Jacobs back in the game. And Jacobs, that injury didn't seem to affect him very much as he has a nice carry there. When he's not fumbling the football, he's running it pretty well as 1st down and 10. Missing the throw to Jonnu Smith as it'll be 2nd down and 10. Read option. Deshaun outside he goes. It's a block from Cheru. Great blocking from Cheru. And Simmons takes him out of bounds, but not before a big 1st down run as we go with Jacobs once again. And Jacobs struggling to go down as they take a lot of men to get him down. He only gets 3 yards as Deshaun, quick little drop, go outside. And there's Kalen Shanny for the 1st down. And into the red zone enters the Raiders as Deshaun will throw outside Mayer, incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Under center once again as Deshaun will roll, throwing back across the middle of the field. Jacobs has it, only gets a yard though as we set up for a 3rd and 9 shotgun formation. Deshaun will get hit as he's thrown. He had a lane to step up if he wanted to. Didn't take it as the sides were downfield. We have to settle for a field goal. Broncos take over now, up by 4 as Aldrich will throw. And Aldrich will go outside, and it's intercepted! J.C. Horn, and Horn's going to take it all the way down inside the 20 to the 13-yard line. And the defense comes up with a massive turnover. Aldrich on its first pass of the drive is picked off, and the Raiders are set up. Triple option, out to Jacobs. He's headed for the end zone. He tries to hurdle over a man, and he gets down to the 2-yard line. Deshaun now will QB draw or keep it in himself, and he can't get it. 2nd down and goal at the 5. Deshaun will run. Deshaun this time. He's got it. Touchdown Raiders. His 2nd of the game, and the Raiders are on top. 17-14. J.C. Horn's interception leads to the Raiders on top as with a 3-point lead. 5 to go in the first half. Aldrich got to shake off that interception as he throws underneath and has a 7-yard catch under center. Now 2 tight ends. Play action rolling to the right. He's got a free rusher off the edge, and Max Crosby sacks him. And Crosby not to be outdone by Tyree Wilson's 2 sacks in this first half. That's 4 as a team for this Raiders defense on top of the interception. And now a stop here on 3rd down. Raiders take over, and the defense is playing pretty well, I feel like. But this time on offense, we are the ones taking the sack as it's 2nd and 19. Deshaun to throw outside. He's got Shanny open, and that's going to be a 1st down catch. 2nd and 19 was no problem for this offense as Deshaun with the rollout. Right side will throw, and he's got Sharu too far out of reach, though incomplete. 2nd down as we hand it off to Jacobs, and he's got a lane. Josh Jacobs breaks it to the outside, and Jacobs has 12 and a first down. 2-minute warning has hit as it is a play action throwing, and it's going to be underneath for Sharu. We have plenty of time, so we don't need to rush it. We have all of our timeouts as well as Deshaun will take a deep drop back and will float one out to Jacobs, who ducks out of bounds. 3rd down and 1. Can afford to run it if we have to, and that's exactly what we'll do. Gets the first down, and under a minute and a half to play. Deshaun play action. We'll have a free rusher off the edge, and that ball did go forward. It just got swatted backwards. It's going to be an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Deshaun rolling, throwing, caught DeAndre Hopkins to the 22. And with a minute 12 to go, we have a handoff to Jacobs. And Jacobs has been finding the holes pretty well this game. Under a minute to go now as Deshaun will throw, and it's going to be intercepted. That is Jalen Watson, and he jumped in front of Mayer, has the interception, and the Broncos come up with a big-time stand in the red zone. And now at the 7-yard line, Aldrich is going to drop back. He's backing up a little too much, and it's going to be a safety. Jimmy Ward on the nickel blitz, and it's going to be 2 points for the Raiders, and that interception immediately is undone. We get the ball back with 40 seconds to play. Deshaun, he's getting chased, but he's going to use his speed to get out of bounds at the 36-yard line, and with, again, all 3 of our timeouts still, we have time to do something, but not if we get sacked there. Randy Gregory's injury gives us a timeout, but are we going to want to test things as Deshaun will try, and he'll go up top. Incomplete pass. Broncos get the ball with just under 20 seconds to play, and Aldrich with plenty of time finally finds an open man. That's Marvin Mims, and he gets inside the 40, close to field goal range, but a false start will take him back. That's a costly false start. The 5 yards is a massive difference for field goal range. Broncos still have 1 timeout, though. They can get one in bounds, and that's exactly what they do. Quick slant, drop down, timeout. Broncos send the field goal unit onto the field, and the kick is up and good. The Broncos steal 3 points just before the half, and it is going to be a 19-17 point game as a very explosive and fun first half. Turnovers, safeties, big plays, and fumbles, and everything that you can want in a first half between 2 teams that are fighting their butts off to get into the playoffs. It's exactly what you'd expect between these 2 division rivals this late in the season. You can see the Chargers are up. They're also at 8-6 trying to fight their way into the playoffs, and we'll be meeting them in the final game of the season, so we'll see if we end up playing that one. It's a lot to go down here as the playoff picture is slowly being shaped little by little, and the outcome of this game will greatly determine what that picture is going to look like. It is Broncos and Raiders fighting for that wild card up next. Very competitive divisional showdown late in the season as the Raiders have the ball to start, and we will have a Josh Jacobs carry for 1 yard. 2nd down. Deshaun will throw quick, and in the way of Hopkins was a defender, and they're going to call pass interference as prevented Hopkins from catching the football, and it's going to be a first down as Deshaun will throw once more, and he's going to quickly roll, dump it down to Jacobs. And Jacobs, since coming back, has gotten a bit more involved in the pass-catching game as Deshaun has been trying to play a bit smarter and utilize his running backs as an outlet. And there he goes again. Back-to-back throws to Jacobs as he's already got a number of catches, and fantasy owners are loving that. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 as Deshaun will check it down underneath. There's Kalen Shanny having to jump up to make that catch. It'll be 3rd down and 4 as the Broncos will send the blitz, and Deshaun gets it out quickly. It's going to be Jacobs, stiff arm to Justin Simmons, and it's going to be a first down. It's going to be his 3rd catch of the drive as read option. Deshaun will keep it, and he's going to try to spit out Surtain, but it's not going to work. He still gets 8 yards on the play as Deshaun will throw once more, taking his time, and he's got DeAndre Hopkins, and DeAndre Hopkins break free, touchdown Raiders! And Hopkins gets in the end zone, and it's going to be a 26-17 lead as Aldrich throws across his body. That's an impressive throw from Aldrich. Not something he's really known for, but Aldrich's going to throw it out of bounds here on 2nd down, 3rd down and 2 as Mason Cole is injured. And now it'll be a handoff. Javonte Williams just barely gets stood up at the line and gets the first down. And now to the air they go once again, and pressure got in there from Eric Armstead. It's going to be another forced incomplete pass as Aldrich, spreading the field, will throw, and he had a potential hole to get that in there to Cortland Sutton. He just missed it. 3rd down and 10 now, as Aldrich, with all the time in the world, will check it down to Holt, and Holt's going to try to get ahead for that first down. He's not going to get it, though. And the Raiders will take over, going to one of their go-tos, as Cherew on the pop pass will get ahead for 4 yards, as now play action. Deshaun, clean pocket, will try to throw one up top. He's got Shannon. It's incomplete. Tried to split the 2 elite defenders, and it's going to be incomplete. Now 3rd down, and couldn't get that one to Shanny. 3 and out quick for the Raiders, as the Broncos really needed that one, as underneath that ball is going to be too low to the dirt. It's incomplete, as now a sack, and that's going to be a bunch of defenders combining on that one. The 5th sack of the game for the Raiders, and with 3rd and 20, you know the Broncos are just going to set up the screen to Javonte Williams. They get a good amount of yards there. It's not going to be enough for the first down, though, but they'll play the field position game, punt the football away, and Jacobs will take the first down carry, get out of bounds at exactly the 10-yard mark. And it'll be a new set of downs already, as Jacobs will fumble it again. And are you kidding me? The Raiders put it on the ground. Josh Jacobs. It's going to be a review, as Jacobs, I think it was another one of those late fumbles, but another close call, as the Raiders will keep a hold of the football. And that's the 3rd time Jacobs has put it on the ground. Luckily, 2 of them have been overturned in our favor, but you cannot put the ball on the ground that much. It's going to cost us this game if he keeps doing that, and it makes us hesitant to want to give him the football, as they throw to Shanny, and it's going to be incomplete, as he couldn't get a second foot inbounds. Now setting up the screen on the right side, that's going to be Cherew, and Cherew can't get far. 3 yards, and 3rd down and 7. Outside of field goal range potentially, as Deshaun will throw, and he's got nowhere to go with the football. He's sacked by Zach Allen, and it's going to be a punt, as we didn't even get to try at a long field goal. And the Broncos defense playing a little bit better now after that touchdown they allowed. And it's going to be another pressure incomplete pass, as Aldrich is facing it from all different sides, as he will throw, and it's going to be caught. Just 4 yards, though. 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders defense, as Aldrich will throw. And pressure comes in once again, but this time in the face of pressure, he gets it out to the tight end for the first down and plenty more. And now a big run, big hole for Javonte Williams. We've been stopping him all day on the rare times he has touched the ball, but this time not so much, as outside throw caught for the first down, 7 yards. Shotgun formation, Aldrich tight, everyone close to the line, as he throws it outside, and it's caught again for the first down. Now they're in the red zone, and the Broncos are trying to cut this to a 1-score game, as they throw outside. Caught once again, room to run, and the Raiders defense is finally allowing some cracks to be shown. Aldrich is finally beating the blitz a little bit, as a handoff to Javonte Williams will only get him 2 yards. And now flag on the play. This time they get Tyree Wilson to jump. They've gotten 2 false starts. Finally they get us on one, and it's going to move them in a couple inches closer to that end zone, and it's at the 3-yard line now. Throwing, Aldrich will get it quickly, and they're going to call that a touchdown, as it's caught by Markel Rudd. But this one is also going to be reviewed, as it did not look like he got in the end zone there. We'll take another look at this one. That angle doesn't really show us, but I think we'll get another angle here any second, as Rudd, I don't think he got in, at least from the field. It didn't look like it, and he got tagged down by Devin Bush. They will reverse it. 3rd down and goal now from the 1-yard line, as they will throw, end zone, incomplete. And on 4th and goal from the 1, the Broncos are settling for the field goal to cut it to a 1-score game. And that is a crazy decision. I understand wanting to get it to a 1-score game, but you don't trust your offense to get 1 yard. Obviously, we'll take it, and taking a shot deep now, as we had Cherew, and in the face of pressure, it's overthrown. 3rd down, and we hand to Jacobs, who's been having open lanes all day, and he's once again banged up. That's his 2nd injury, and he's put the ball on the ground 3 times. It's been one of the weirdest good performances you'll see from a running back, as first down. Now we hand it off to Venable, as he will just get 2 yards on the play and under 6 to go in the fourth quarter, trying to maybe get another set of points to make it a 2-score game once again, as Shanny gets through on a juke move and will get a couple extra yards. As hit as he's thrown, it's going to be caught by Mayer, and miraculously we get 3 yards on that one. Deshaun will throw, play action, shot to the end zone, touchdown Raiders! It's Jaden Sharu once again, and it seems like he just scores in every episode, as 2-point conversion to make it a 14-point game is no good. It's going to be a 12-point game, and Deshaun has his 4th total touchdown of the day, but there is going to be an amazing catch, and it's going to be on the run for Marvin Mims, and as the Broncos needed that little spark right there, as Mims again, he'll get it to the 10-yard line, and just like that, the Broncos are back close to making it a 1-score game, but they need to get in the end zone this time, as Javonte Williams is fighting ahead for 5 yards, and the hurry-up offense has come out, and Aldrich will throw, end zone! It's going to be broken up. That ball was thrown a little too far inside. He'll go again, though, as clean pocket, and it's caught. Touchdown! Quez Watkins has his 2nd of the game. We haven't heard from him since that long touchdown, but he finds his way in the end zone again. It's going to be a 1-score game with 3.5 to play. It's going to be a handoff fake for Deshaun to keep. He loses a yard on the play, 3 minutes to go. Deshaun will throw underneath, and he missed Sharu, and he had space to run. And now on 3rd down, we cannot go 3 and out. Deshaun will throw underneath to Shanny, and it's broken up. We throw 2 incomplete passes, so we don't even take a lot of time. And the Broncos have a chance to take the lead with a touchdown, as a 9-yard play to start to run will get them in 2nd and inches with 2:40 to go. They can run the ball. They have plenty of time. They have all their timeouts, and they have a first down. And the Broncos are trying to break the hearts of the Raiders fans, as Aldrich to throw outside, run again, and it's going to be caught out of bounds. He didn't get the 2nd foot in. 2nd and 10. Now inside, he's got an open man. First down at the 26-yard line. 2-minute warning is hit. They hand to Holt, who stiff arms Diablo, gets 8 yards, and now they're in the red zone. That 2-point conversion that we missed could be very costly, as Rudd gets it to the 11. 1st and 10. They can still get a first down at the 1-yard line, as they throw outside once more, and it's caught by Rudd. Down to the 2-yard line. 2nd and 1. Handoff, and not going to get it. And now 3rd down and 3. 2 more stops through the defense. Can we make a play? Aldrich has plenty of time. He's going to try and look for something, but he's got nothing. 4th down. Last chance for both teams. 4th and 3. Aldrich to throw. He's going to go for a run in the end zone. And it's broken up. It's Divine Diablo. And the Raiders take over. The Raiders close to finishing this game. Deshaun to run it. He's going to get down to 1 yard, and now read option, keeping it in the best player's hands, and Thomas Deshaun will get out of bounds, and he's got the first down, and the Raiders are going to win, and the Raiders are going to go to 9-6 on the season, escape with a victory, and that's going to be an amazing feeling for our Raiders. It was everything you could want from a game of this magnitude between these two teams, as the Raiders barely pick up this victory. And I just can't express how proud I am of the defense in that final moment, holding up in coverage on that 3rd down for as long as we did, and then breaking up the pass on 4th down. Tight ends have killed us all year, but on that play, on that down, doesn't matter what Markel Rudd did all game. In the play that it mattered the most, we made the play that we needed to. And as we shake off that little losing streak that we went on, show that we can maybe finish this season strong. We control our own destiny as the playoffs approach. But let's get into the college football update for this week. This is your college football update, and the regular season has ended, and now conference championship weekend has ended, and the polls are as follows. Number 1 in the country is Ohio State, as they took care of business over Nebraska. Number 2 in the nation is Texas. They took care of TCU in the Big 12 championship. Number 3 is Georgia, as they handled business against LSU. And number 4, the controversial one, the maybe surprising one, Florida State absolutely obliterated Clemson in the ACC Championship, redeeming their only loss on the regular season. And yes, while USC did win the conference championship over UCLA, they dropped out of the Final Four as it wasn't an overly impressive win, and their 2 losses on the season are a little less impressive than what Florida State was able to do, as their 1 loss was able to put them in a position to jump up to that number 4 spot, and it'll be Florida State going to the playoffs. Unfortunate for the Pac-12 though. So your 5 conference champions each finish in the top 5, USC the only one being left out. And as we take a look on that right side, the Heisman Trophy voting is in. Travell Harris finishes 5th, Dwayne Wooten finishes 4th, Ramsey White, who had an incredible season taking Oklahoma State all the way to number 7, finishes 3. The stat sheet stuffer quarterback Trenton Power, who ran for 23 touchdowns, finishes at number 2, as Georgia will be heading into the number 3 spot in the playoffs. But at number 1, it was a pretty clear-cut Heisman race, as Renza Odernaut dominates the votes. He put up over 2,400 yards and a incredible 27 touchdowns on the ground and through the air, as he takes home the Heisman Trophy. And Texas at number 2 in the nation will be taking on Georgia in the semifinals. All those results from the bowl games we will have for you in the season finale, but not obviously a crazy college football update for these final 2 weeks. We already talked about all the players we need to. Here's just kind of wrapping up the season. So there's your Heisman winner, there's your playoff spots, and we will have everything else that you need to know in the next episode as we wrap up the regular season. The path is very simple for our Raiders. In the next episode, we will be taking on 2 pretty nice teams. We will be taking on the Eagles and the Chargers. The Chargers are on the outside looking in, trying to steal a playoff spot. The Eagles are trying to solidify their spot in the playoffs as they're the number 7 seed. So we already played the Chargers this season, so we're not going to play that game. For us, it is a win and in. We lock up a playoff spot if we get to 10 wins. In the next episode, we'll be taking on the Philadelphia Eagles on the road in Week 17. Win, lose, or draw, we will be simulating the Chargers game. If we go and finish the season losing to the Cowboys, losing to the Commanders, losing to the Eagles, then we had our chances to try and win a playoff spot for our team. It's going to be left up to fate. But if we win against the Eagles, then that final game against the Chargers becomes pretty irrelevant, as we would have made the playoffs anyway, and it just matter for seeding. So that is the plan, as it'll be Eagles and Raiders in the final episode of the regular season as we try to clinch our first playoff berth of the series. It's going to be an exciting one. It's going to be a big-time game. So I hope you're all excited for that. And I will see you all in the next one as the Raiders try to get their way into the playoffs.